When you recorded as much music as I recorded, I don't care. That's 3 seconds, my G. That's under 10 seconds of fucking camera moving. That's it. No more else. You can start crying right now. They've been playing me online. When you recorded like I recorded, because I'm really from the streets. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from East New York. I'm from Bushwick. I'm from the projects. I was born in motherfucking Elm Orange Hospital in Queens, and I lived in Brooklyn. I have mad videos out there, but this is for the police. So I started rapping when I moved to Florida. When I was 23, I started rapping. Boom. I started selling drugs heavy. So all that shit in my raps, it's all real. It's all true. All the shit that I spit on my raps is all true. I was, you know what I'm saying? I had money way before rap. I was really balling. I was making at least $700 on a regular day. On a weekend, I was making at least 1,000 profit. Just sit on my ass. So boom. So I started, in between my sales, I started rapping. That's not my face. These motherfuckers customize my fucking videos and my fucking face, and I got the proof to fucking prove it. And I apologize for cursing, but this is an ongoing situation for almost 20 years. And I'm pissed the fuck off. Alright? I should have been stopped these motherfuckers, but I got certain commitments, and it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers customize shit like they're customizing my face. Like they're zooming in on my face and they're zooming in on my body. I'm going to move the camera one time. That's what these pussy motherfuckers don't want. You see my face? My face looks like a fucking bobblehead, son. Because that's how fucking big my shit look compared to my body, son. Look at my fucking nose. My nose is bigger than my motherfucking muscles right here, son. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Look at the fucking video. What else? Alright, so I started rapping in between my sales. And I got a Facebook to show y'all that I was balling out of control. I got bitches that's on and they're celebrities that could vouch for it too. But right now they look like they're tied up with some gag order. They told people not to talk to me. Alright, I recorded 97,000. No, I recorded 27,000 songs. But each song that I'm talking about is a session. So each session gonna carry 10 songs average, because it was 10 to 12 years. I can tell that there's a faggot, my brother, somewhere else where the bread is at, with a studio with a green screen, following me or in front of me or behind me or trying to dictate what I'm going to say or trying to dictate what I'm going to do. That's how much money my raps made. That he can do some live customization and cloning, web identification stealing. This is freestyle right now. I got a lot of stuff. Alright? That he could be doing this. So sometimes I be talking and I could see the motherfucker laughing. When you make money like I made money with my words, listen, so that's 27,000 sessions, that's times 10, that's 270,000 songs. And let me tell you something. They manipulated me. They used the money they made with the rap that I fucking spat to manipulate me, to hypnotize me, to control me, to clone me, to stalk me, to hurt me, to go look up Backdoor. Go look up that software, Backdoor. Because I was talking to one of my friends, and he's a little country dude. And I was like, yo, some nigga stole my raps from my phone. And he's like, oh, they backdoored you. And I'm like, what? How do you know? Like, in my head, I'm like, how do you know about that word? But in my head, I didn't say nothing. But he said, yeah, they backdoored you. And I was like, what you mean? And he's like, yeah, they use a software. It's called Backdoor to get into your phone, to steal your intellectual properties. And some people may be like, oh, there's no proof. There's always digital proof. Especially when you've been hacked yesterday, son. You're not going to tell me that. So, boom. So, I was manipulated. I was under their control because I used to go on there and I used to know that they were fucking stalking me. I didn't know they were stealing my raps just yet. One eye is bigger than the other. to make me look stupid. This is what they want. They want to make me look stupid. They want to make me sound stupid. They want to make me act stupid. They want to make me move stupid. They want to make me sound stupid. I said that already, right? They want to make everything about me retarded and dumb. But I bet you I'll sit right here and I'll answer more political questions right than you. They be like, oh, he's mentally retarded. Every time I tell these people, yo, listen, there's something going on. Niggas is stealing my raps online, this and then the third. They be like, oh, are you okay? On my phone, I call the police to try to report this shit because I start seeing some shit and I start feeling some shit. This is how it started. After I rap, whatever, when I was rapping, I used to go back and hear my shit. I'm all over the place, but it's all gonna make sense. When I started rapping, I went to back hear my shit. One time, the first time I went back to hear my shit, it was probably after 3 or 4 days. I sounded like a girl. I sounded like I did not have no place in rapping. And I sounded like I was like not making no, like, you know what I'm saying? Not rhyming. But that was after like 2 or 3 days. And I already had started rapping back in Brooklyn with my boy, Tommy. So I kind of already, you know what I'm saying, knew not to be shy to be rapping. Especially when I got high. I was by myself sometimes. I used to be just throwing words in the air, So, okay. Another thing they do, they change my face right underneath your eyes. They change my skin tone right underneath your eyes. They enlarge my face right underneath your eyes. You know why I know they do it right underneath your eyes? Because they're doing it right underneath mine. As we speak. There is no reason why this camera is still and there's any fucking lighting changes. And this is what I believe in, God. And this is the only reason I'm not dead. Because of God. You know what I'm saying? So who stole my raps? What happened? Where was I? So I went and listened to my shit. I was very timid, so I always tell the same story, son. So this nothing gonna change. So I stopped listening for like at least a month or two. Then I started realizing after like 3, 4, 5 months, I probably went back and listened to it again, didn't like it, whatever. So I completely stopped for a good minute. Like I just kept rapping because I heard myself. I was like, yo, I'm getting better. There was just one time where I was like, yo, I'm murdering beats. I don't know why I'm not going back and hearing these shits. So I went back and heard this one song. Songs, I call it a song because that's what I do, son. I throw a hook, freestyle. I throw a hook, I throw you a baby hook, I throw you 3 verses, 2 verses, whatever you want, son. And make that shit, I'll make that shit a twerking fucking song quick. So I do that, right? And when I went back to listen to this one freestyle, it happened to be Tory Lanez freestyle that he has on one of these podcasts. And where it goes like, 21 bitches in it. Like, whatever. It's called, whatever it's called. I say, whatever. Aiden Ross or some shit like that. And Tory Lanez is spitting and he's talking about, I was spitting, I was like, 21 bitches in it, all wildin', 21 bitches in the island, some shit like that. I was saying, Spalding, balling, Jordan, rolling, recording, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that freestyle, right? So I listened to that one. I caught that one. That was the first one I caught that I remember completely. Because once I started hearing it, I was like, yo, then there's 2 beats in one. In the second beat, it sounds like one of those Drake songs where it has 2 beats, but this one sounded like the Champion song. Like, so I started throwing a hook. Who the fuck remade my beat? When I say beat, I meant to say who's remaking my music or who's stealing my music, who's putting my music out there, who's stealing my shit? Because I already heard King Von shit already, you know what I'm saying? That was the first song I heard, I Am What I Am. That's another story. So whatever. So the Tory Lanez, I heard that one and I remember that one. One of the few I remember. So with the Tory Lanez, alright, I heard that one, but I was still rapping. This backdoor shit hasn't happened yet, whatever. So I met my baby moms. I was having a daughter. That was already in progress, right? So in that song with Tory Lanez, I said, yo, niggas is robbing me, more or less. Like, niggas is robbing me for my songs. And coincidental, that's what I'm saying right now. Niggas is robbing me online. And says, who the fuck we made my beat? Who the fuck we made my beat? I'm complaining about niggas robbing my music. So, boom. What else I heard? Alright, me and my baby mom's got into a little argument. She called me some shit. I was like, I am what I am. What I'm not, I'll never be. And I walked away. I went inside the car and I dropped that King Von, I am what I am. This is when I started to catch on to my music. I heard that song for like the 10th time. And before I heard that song, the 10th time, I was like, yo, this nigga can spit. Son, who is this kid? Little did I know it was me, son. Yes, facts. Believe it or not, King Von ain't dead, son. Some people may say I'm dead because of the way I move. I move, you know what I'm saying? I got no soul. People don't even see me sometimes. People don't talk to me. I'm trapped on the internet. But I'm more or less obsessed with who's stealing my raps, who's mocking me, who's taunting me, who's moving around my phone, when I go left, it goes up. When I go right, it goes down. Like, okay. So when I'm about to press something, it's like my fingers already know to press that one button, boom, to make it a trick because I'm cloned. You know what I'm saying? When you drop that many songs, niggas make money, son. I took care. Let me just shorten this shit up. I took care of rap for the last 17 years. If you don't believe me, I hope to die. I'll cross my heart and hope to die. That I'm telling you the truth. They don't want you to know this. That's why they got me trapped on it. They didn't have me trapped. I was obsessed because my baby moms, I knew it for a reason. I had some feeling in my gut and in my heart that my baby mother had something to do with this. Because she left with my daughter for no fucking reason. Just made an excuse and left. So when that happened, you know what I'm saying, I was like, all right, bet, whatever. So I was on the internet trying to find out, after 3 months, trying to find out, yo, where's my daughter? I knew the bitch was going to be like, you know, this and that and third, complain about some shit. I knew she was going to complain about some shit. That's one time I went down. One time. I knew she was going to complain about something. So I started to, you know, and my baby mom, she's pretty good looking. She alright. So I started looking around to see what she had going on with my daughter, because she didn't bring my daughter back at all. Once she left, I've had my daughter for like a year and a half. We had her. After a year and a half, I haven't seen my daughter since, man. I've seen her maybe once or twice for like 30 minutes, and that's it. Maybe I had her once or twice, and that's it. I'm gonna get there. Trust me, I'm gonna get there. 13 minutes, alright. So, this right here, this Sophie shit, is what y'all niggas is. Soft. None of y'all niggas is hard. Cause if y'all was hard in the streets, y'all would come up with your own raps. That's not my face. I'm gonna say it a million times until people start to see the difference. Because if I don't say nothing, you're going to just slowly but surely get fed a different face. As we speak, pay attention, son. You like hip hop? You gonna love these fucking videos. So I heard King Von shit by him, man. I told you, I'm saying, oh, okay. Then I started hearing his slang, and I was like, yo, that is my song. After the 10th time, I was like, that's my hook. Plus, I think I had AI or like telling me, like, this is yours. Nigga, like, try to remember, this is yours. It was probably God telling me, yo, so wake up, my nigga. Niggas put computer in you, and they started controlling you. How do I know they put computer in me? Because these motherfuckers was already knowing what I was thinking, first of all, predicting what I was thinking, you know what I'm saying? And I have a little picture with my baby, my daughter, with little texts, more or less predicting everything I'm saying right now is true. So, where was I? Okay, so my daughter, so they put computer in me. This is what God's revealing to me. They put computer in me, but then, you know what I'm saying? These are my songs. I remember King Von. So I was like, okay. So I listened to Broke Ops next. And I was like, you yeah, these people might not be thinking that these are my songs because right now I'm down and out. You know what I'm saying? They blocking my phone calls from hustling. Niggas is snitching on me. I did 3.5 years for these faggots for snitching on me. They set me up with 2 ounces, undercover sale, whatever. But I heard King Von's song and I was like, yo, this nigga can spit. And then I started listening to the slang. Then I listened to Broke Ops and I was like, oh, Broke Ops, with the part where he goes, fuck that, let's talk about Louis, Mary, and product and shit. When I go to the stores, they close the doors and then bring me bottles and shit. I'm not leaning, my nigga. I am not leaning like this, son. That's what I'm talking about. I'm live and they're making me look like I'm leaning, son. Yeah, they don't like this shit either. Son, I got cloned. That's a thing. That is a thing. They can control me, son. Without you even knowing, they control dudes. You know how I know? You know how I know they be controlling me and people? Because somebody spilled the beans and I got no hairs in my tongue and I don't give a fuck about nobody's feelings. Just like they don't give a fuck about my feelings because I'm in a shelter right now. They know that because they still on my phone, mocking and taunting me. And now I'm like Elvis. I got my brother impersonating me in real life. Not only in real life, my web identification as well. Yeah. I could open up an account and people be like, oh, change your password. It's not that easy, really. Not when you recorded for 10, 11 years straight, every day, 12 songs. And they all made millions and millions of dollars and took care of rap for fucking 11 years. My eyes, I'm not retarded, son. Let me tell you something. I'm not retarded. Bill Clinton, George Bush, Trump, I think, or no, Barack Obama, Trump, Biden, and Trump. What did I just name? We're not playing spades. I just named the last few presidents. Before Clinton, it was another Bush. Before that Bush, I don't know, a couple of other heads, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not retarded, son. That's what they making me out to be. They changed my voice. They changed my face. They customize everything. Son, they done. If I tell you something, you could take that shit to the bank. If I tell you, listen, this is how the hack is as well. I'm gonna show y'all. If I look this way and then I look back this way, they done customized my face already. They started already. It's true. Alright? So how did I know they was already controlling me and everything I did, they already knew 3 weeks in advance. Somebody slipped up and said something. Yo, we know. Because I was trolling them. This is what I would do. They would troll me with like, oh, we got your music or your baby mom, this and that and third. And I'll be like, oh yeah? We got some fucking nerds. And this and that and third. And then I'll show them their own picture. And I'll be like, yo, listen. This is your face right now after I just insulted you. So now, that's the thing. When they're insulting you, they make a face, the same face you got on, and then they fucking do a little head nod on some live photo shit. And they be like, yo, that's your face. I came up with that. They trapped me in some links. So now, they telling me, yo, because I started like, you know, they were trolling me and I started to troll them back. So they were like kind of feeling a little crunchy and shit. So I guess somebody was like, yo, tell him we already know everything he's going to do before he does it. 3 weeks in advance. I was like, oh, where? Okay. So now, listen, I don't have to talk. I can talk in my head and the phones, thumbnails, the pictures, live photos will shake their heads. Whether it be AIs, hackers, or viewers. Because also they're fucking streaming me. They're streaming me without my consent. Because people are always steady mocking me of the shit that, you know what I'm saying, I do online. Like, niggas be like, oh, they know. Like, just a few seconds ago, they was like, on the thumbnails, on YouTube. One scratch, my nigga. On the thumbnails, on YouTube. They know. Because I've been at this for 19 years. In my head, I'm like, okay, they know that those are my raps. I'm King Von, Pop Smoke. Those are all my raps. Remember, 300, 27. 270,000 songs. 270,000 songs. Listen, my brother disappeared because I started getting mocked by my brother. So that's the first ones that second scratch. That's the first person I was on, was my brother. So you know those little walkthroughs and shit through New York City? They were doing shit like that. Because it could have been anything. It could have been Sesame Street. I could have been watching and looking for them, and they would have put themselves in those videos. You know what I'm saying? So they basically in my face with it. So then after that, I didn't want to believe that. You know what I'm saying? So that shit kind of simmered down, and I started to beef with hackers and YouTubers, and I started to see shit. And then one night I started to feel stuff, and then I was playing my PlayStation 4. I was super nasty. I used to sell drugs and play my PS4 or go to the club. I was always doing something, son. I had bread up the ass, my nigga. I was buying my sisters nigga $1,000 gifts in one day. I was spending nigga money out the game. You know what I'm saying? So one day I'm playing my game, you know what I'm saying, while hustling, you know what I'm saying, selling drugs at the bar, going to the club Monday through Monday, son. I was not stopping. I had a GSXR 600. I had an Infinity. I was only 2 years old, paid that shit off cash. I had 2 jet skis, a trailer, you know what I'm saying. I'm giving my mom at least $30, $40 a day, maybe even more, 60, 70 a day. You know what I'm saying? She was like, oh, you gotta start paying rent. I was like, yeah, if I start paying rent, then you're gonna get less money than I give you already right now. It was like that. My mom one day she came up to me, she was like, yo, I need $300, I need $500. You know anybody that lend me $500? I said, here. I grabbed it, boom, out of the closet, I gave her $300. She's like, whose money is that? I said, that's mine. She's like, oh, you're not working. Where'd you get this money? I told my mom, it was nice and polite. Not really, I was real, like, you know, cocky with it. I said, oh, you didn't know? Everybody else know. Ask. And then she was like, I was like, everybody else know? Because I was like, yo, my mom's gonna figure this shit out. My mom's from Street Sue. So, whatever, she didn't really say much. Because I didn't bring no heat to the house. Thank God, ever, you know what I'm saying? Never happened. Never got stuck up. Never invasion. No invasion. No hot boy shit ever, thank God. So, I was making bread, son. And as long as I was making bread, I think she wasn't like happy, but at least she was like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I think she kind of respected me enough to know that I could take the fall by myself. And I wasn't going to implicate anybody or try to, you know what I mean, whatever, bring any drama to the house because I was, you know what I'm saying, I was on my New York shit like always. I am always on my fucking go. So she knows like ain't nobody gonna come to the house without Alberto at least risking his life to stop the shit from happening. So people come to the house, that shit wasn't really popping like that. It was just my neighbors, those who, you know what I'm saying, I own the block. My shit was like a McDonald's drive-thru. And people are gonna sit there and be like, oh, you're not streets, you're not this, you're not that. I think it's, y'all know exactly I am streets. That's why to this day y'all still watch me. That's why to this day y'all still want me to rap and steal my raps. I cannot rap, son. Because first of all, I don't write. Because when they tell you to go ahead and write 270,000 songs, you're going to be like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not writing that many songs. It's too much. But when you freestyle every day, it's like talking, son. It's nothing. It's like what I'm doing right here, right now. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. So I did that shit every day. But the thing is this. I was balling out of control. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they stopped my phone calls. But this, let me get back to the PlayStation. I was playing my PlayStation. I was probably like top 200 in the world. And this what's it called? Jump Force, Dragon Ball Z anime shit, real nasty. I was playing online with Chinese people and everything. Then I started looking at these names of people that I started playing with. It said Vermin. It said like Dirt Boy. Like something always insinuating something about what's to come. So when I looked at their I started to feel some type of way. One night I was sleeping, I felt like some type of fucking snakes crawling on my back, and I'm like, yo, why is that happening to my back? But I was sleeping, but I was half awake, so I just kept sleeping, and I felt those fucking, you know what I'm saying? Those like little snakes crawling on my back, or it felt like something. I don't know what it was. So when I'm playing my PlayStation, all this is happening, you know what I'm saying, within like days apart. So I'm playing my PlayStation 4 and I'm, you know, whatever. Something happens where my shit shuts off. Why are you smiling, son? I'm cloned. Understand this. Yeah, Son, that's a thing. Being cloned is a thing. Alright, so my PlayStation shut off. When I turned it on, it told me to sign in as a guest. So I figured it out real quick. No, there's no science to that. They took over my fucking PlayStation. My PlayStation 4. They took over my PlayStation 4. The only thing I could have claimed to fame on that PlayStation 4 was the physical PlayStation 4. But once I connected that bitch to the internet or to the wall, to the TV, I was a guest. I was a guest. On my own PlayStation 4, I'm a guest now. You see, when I talk, you're going to see this, my head go like this or like this, because they can do that. That's not my face. Alright, so they took over my PlayStation 4, and then all of a sudden I started to see like some people talking, right? The regular cable channel or the YouTube channels. I was just hitting channels and it was just people like directly talking to me. Then I ran into some dude that was kind of directly speaking to me. His name was Soul Manati. He was directly speaking to me and he's telling me all these things, kind of hinting on what they were doing to me. They were hitting me with the 444 hertz. They backdoored my phone. I'm saying they're opening my camera, my front and back camera. They put a computer in me. I don't have to talk. I could think about something and I would look at my phone and the phone would know what I just said in my head. I was amazed. I was like, what the fuck? Like I said, a little bit of saliva comes down and they fucking gloss up my whole lip. That's not my mouth. So, alright, so now, where was I? Oh, so Soul Manati's talking to me, and he's directly talking to me. So I'm like, oh, you know, this and that and third, because people started to, like, really, like, back away from it and shit. Like, I had mad friends. And all of a sudden, my money I went down the drain, and it's like people turning backs on me. Right? So, I never cared about the next person's dollar. I never cared about the next person, what they got going on. That's not my face. That's not my face, my nigga. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't care about friends. I always treated my friends real good, whatever it is. But they started to little by little, because I would tell these niggas, like, yo, son, niggas stealing my raps, dogs. And these niggas rapping with me. And they're like, I don't know about that. And it was years later, too, because I have found out, listen, Bobby Shmurda. I'm listening to Bobby Shmurda, my song. I'm listening to my song as I'm hustling pounds and keys consistently. A pound every 2 days, a kilo consistently every month and a half for 11, 12 years. So I'm listening to Bobby Shmurda. I'm listening to my own songs as I'm hustling. How ironic and gangster is that? So boom. But I didn't know that was my song. But I always heard this one little wordplay. It says, "Bitch, we gonna gun brawl." Nobody's talking like that, son. Not the way gun brawl. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's gunfights. Like so in my head, I'm like, yo, it sounds familiar, but I couldn't put my, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't put my finger on it till I heard that King Von shit. Then when I heard Broke Ops, that fuck that, talk about Louis, man, I was like, oh shit, that's my song too. And then I heard I Am What I Am, and I heard Fabio verse, and I said, that's my verse. The whole song is mine. So I'm looking dead at these niggas, and then I started listening. Then I started watching the documentaries, and I started to connect the shit. Wig, Old Block, the Projects, Bushwick. You know what I'm saying? I came from one side of the hood to the other. I didn't really go to school with these niggas from kindergarten, but I started in 4th grade. You know what I'm saying? And that song, You Don't Want to Be Me, I'm saying, one time me and my brother was at my grandma's house and gunshots went off and my brother ran to the window and my uncle was like, what you doing? You can't be doing that. You're gonna get shot. He slapped him up and shit. No big deal. But in that song, I say that. And how do I remember that I said that because I was rapping about my life, right? My whole life. This is my life, right? No caps in my raps, for real. When I tell you I was doing my thing, I was doing my thing. When I tell you I was balling, Louis product and all that shit, I was balling. For real. I bought me an Infiniti. I bought me an Audi. I bought me 2 motorcycles, jet skis, trailers. My mom was lit. My brothers was lit. They didn't have to buy no weed till like they was like 22, 23. Them niggas started smoking at 15, 16. You know what I'm saying? I had pounds in the closet. My sisters, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, I think they took my PS4 digitally. I started realizing. Then they started mocking me. I started mocking them back. Then I started to see that they was having conversations in the news feed. And then I started to get obsessed because I realized that my baby moms, my daughter, and my raps were all rolled up in one. I can't get one without getting all the other ones. And if I can't get the other ones, I get one of those and I get the other ones. It was like that. They're entwined. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm stepping back and I'm looking and I'm like, yo, how these niggas know what I come back from the fucking bar one day and but I went to go serve, and this is where, wow, no lies, I cannot tell a lie. This is when I was like almost kind of falling off, because it took a long time for me to completely fall off. That's how ham I was going. You wasn't gonna just shut me down, nigga. I was gonna get my serves in regardless, phone or no phone. So I was falling off little by little. But I went to the bar to serve somebody. And this dude bought me a drink. It was $2.39. Like, it was a little mug, my nigga. I told him, yo, pay for this shit, because I brought you, you know what I'm saying, a dub and whatever. He's like, I got you, don't worry about it. The next day I went over there, shorty didn't, she was like, yo, come here. You didn't pay for your shit. And the dude was there, my boy was there again. And I was like, yo, son, why you didn't pay for that shit? She said, oh, no. She said, no, it's all good, you know what I'm saying, but nobody paid, this and that. He's like, yo, my bad, cheese, this and that. I was like, what the fuck is that going on? I mean, you look at me, making me look bad. Whatever. Because shorty, I knew her. So then I go home and I'm listening to this podcast, and the podcast is indirectly telling me, tip your bartenders. Not my fucking face. I do not have an alligator mouth. So they were like, yo, tip your bartenders. I'm like, I'm home already. Like, either my algorithm is listening to me, or, you know what I'm saying, or what I'm thinking is true. Niggas is stalking me and they hearing me through mics and through camera, opening my camera, stalking me, aggravated stalking. I started to like, oh shit, these niggas, people are watching me like that. Like, I did not have my phone out and nothing like that, because I started to put my phone away. To, you know, I started seeing they were like really stalking me. That's when I found out, oh shit, this nigga's talking and this and that. I did not know nothing about no technology like that. So I started to get obsessed with my daughter, my baby moms. Not my baby moms, my daughter and my raps. My baby moms, I knew if I found her, I'd find my daughter, whatever. But not really my baby moms. Because it is what it is. Life is life, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I can't stop what's inevitable to happen. So I started obsessing with my daughter. That was my heart. That's the only daughter I have right now that I know of, because, you know what I'm saying, I've had more pussy. I'm going to just make this story clear. I've had more pussy in half my life than some of y'all will have in 10 lifetimes. Getting pussy every day. I've had that much pussy. I haven't had pussy in about 6.5, 7 years. That's how you know I'm not fucking capping in my rapping. I'm not capping in my interviews. And that's how you know my brother already deleted this part. Because this is going on maybe a minute or two. You know what I'm saying? I'm behind, because like I told you, they got the keys to my fucking identity. You don't have the keys to what I'm doing right now, because what I'm doing right now is putting you on blast. If you really had the keys to me and my body and shit like that, my brain, this would not be going down. So, yada yada. So, I started to get obsessed. Okay, my money was going down. Anyways, my money was going down. I was just home. I wasn't making as much as I was. So I started to watch the internet. Yes. You're deep faking me as we speak. The part where I said I haven't had pussy in 7 years is the part they deleted out because they're using this as their own somewhere else in West Bubblefuck, maybe in Manhattan, maybe in Florida. But mind you, all this crime has been happening in New York. So don't tell me this crime happened in Florida. Go report this in Florida, which I would happily do. But this crime is happening here in New York. I got New York numbers with the same bullshit that I've been having in Florida. So nobody tell me, oh nah, this ain't our problem. You gotta go to Florida. I'm not trying to hear none of that shit. With all due respect. So, what you call it? So you know, it was. Well, I'm gonna stop this video right here because I lost my train of thought. It's not easy. Maybe, alright, so where was I? Alright, so my baby moms, I started studying the internet. I started to watch them watch me. I was coming down a news feed, and almost like if there was in a staircase in like the projects, and they ran down the steps because I'm coming down the newsfeed. It's like they almost ran down the steps. You see them stumbling and everything, and just position themselves and waited. He's like, he's coming. I heard that. So I'm like, oh shit, yeah, these motherfuckers is like that, huh? Sounds like motherfuckers just ran down the steps in projects, and I'm on the 3rd floor, and they wait for me on the 1st to keep passing down, whatever, on 2nd. So I noticed that. Every picture I took, I looked at very, very, very unattractive. To the point to almost damn near monster. Then my baby moms was always dubbing me. She didn't want to say nothing to me. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I stopped looking through her shit. Like, I would just look through her shit to see what my daughter had after 3 months. So I started following, then the YouTubers, then the hackers, then the influencers. And one time, aliens, you know what I'm saying? That's the manipulation and the hypnotism. You know what I'm saying? So that was happening. I can tell. I was almost being able to feel me going into hypnotism or manipulation. I can feel it. Somehow, some way, I started to beat little by little. But before I started to beat it, they had me on the floor, naked, hiding under the bed from lasers for the first 7 years, 8 years. My brother was, I come to find out, poisoning our food. Food poisoning. How? Somehow, some way, they are around and they can slightly touch something. So they would touch like the dog's food, they would touch the dog's food, and then they'll try to, as quick as possible, because it's VR, and they can slightly touch, you know, when you have VR sex, that's the thing. You can slightly touch someone. Let's not act brand new with it. First of all, you need to know what BCI is, brain-computer interface. You need to know what technology bionic eyes are. You need to know 27,000 songs is not an easy task. You gotta know that I didn't write them, I freestyle them, I became real good. And you have to know that, that part, you know, that, I'm losing my train of thought because I'm everywhere with it. So back, let me see. So I started to watch them and this and that and third. So I started to, you know, slowly but surely beat the manipulation, because I started to notice that I was falling into hypnotism or manipulation. I started to fall little by little. I would see myself. There was times where I felt like I was going to die. I ran out of breath, and I felt like I was going to die. And I had to like scare myself for my heart to start beeping, pumping again. You know what I mean? I had to scare myself. I knew I was going to die because, you know what I'm saying, I've been having pains. They've been giving me a lot of pains. in my stomach, in my chest, everywhere. A lot of pain. So I'm having a lot of pains, and it's almost damn near like heart attack status. I don't know what it was, but those pains it felt like I was getting blue balls. It takes about 8 hours of you being hard for you to develop blue balls. I dropped something. This is the second time. I dropped something real quick. Don't motherfucking be down there. See, a little bit of saliva on my teeth and it merits for my whole lips to be fucking glossy. This is the customization they got, son. So, alright. So now I'm like, okay. I just fixed my back right there real quick. So I'm like, I'm pulling into manipulation. But I started to beat it. Somehow, some way, I was smoking weed and weed helped me. Then I was almost dying, damn near dying. Then I was like, damn, I'm escaping death every day because they're giving me blue balls. There we go. So they're giving me blue balls every. You see when I open my teeth like that, that's oversizing my teeth. That's not my face. That is not my face. I do not have fucking lines here nor lines here. I apologize for those who wish it was like that. So I did not take a fucking selfie and upload it for 10 fucking years. For the first 8.5 years, I was on the internet. I was kind of sort of forcing myself to be on the internet because I was obsessed with these motherfuckers. So it was, you know what I'm saying? I was having so much pain. And one time this dude said, yo, man, that 5G is gonna kill y'all. So I started getting hints. These motherfuckers did not know how to stay fucking quiet. These motherfuckers were dropping dimes, dry snitching on themselves. Shit, they were watching me. They already knew what I was gonna do for 3 weeks. That is fucking clone status. They already knew that I was getting attacked and I was feeling a lot of pain through 5Gs. So that's technology. So I was getting blue balls. I would say every minute I was getting blue balls. So they would give me 5 blue balls per 5 minutes. That shit hurts, my nigga. That shit hurts. See what I'm saying? Boom. So next thing you know, this video is gonna come to a conclusion right here. This is it. I'll come back. I'll let you know. I don't want no money. I want my daughter. There ain't no price right here. There's no price. There's no price over here. I don't want no money. I want my daughter. And I want my rap. And they talk about, oh, it's too late. It's never too late, son. It's never too late. I will be on this until I die. And I'm ready to die for this. Tell me to come outside and you're going to do something to me. And I'll go out there and I'll let you take one shot. Because I'm not going to die that easy. So, fucking beat the shit out you with your fucking... They're customizing my face. Let this be known. I started to stalk them stalking me. So I became pretty fucking good in identifying stuff that's wrong. Like, you know, whatever. Resizing shit. That came later. I did not know there was resizing until like, you know, 9 years, 10 years deep. I went to prison. They set me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you take a look at my early Facebooks, you can tell that they were modifying my recordings because I would try to record. I would always record the hack and talk about the hack and put a little title about the hack. Now when you go back, there's no fucking titles of hacks and there's none of me talking about hacks. All my earlier Facebooks, they're all chopped the fuck up. Now I go back and they fix that shit. The tables turn. Now I go back and they get panic. They hit the panic button and everything because you can blatantly see those videos are modified. Because if I'm uploading that many amount of videos, don't you think I'm going back and hearing them videos and making sure they're correct that make me upload more? Do you think I'm just uploading videos for the hell of it without even checking them? I checked them. Of course I checked them. I made them. But these motherfuckers made money with my raps and bought hacks. The brain control, BCI, brain computer interface. They're going to tell you that is for prosthetics, and people can move a mouse from a keyboard, from a computer with their brain. All that shit is fine and dandy, but that's false. That's fake news. BCI is the beast. When I say the beast, I'm talking about Revelations. The mark of the beast. That's BCI, the chip. So all that talk about prosthetics and it could cure Alzheimer's disease, help this and that, that's cool. But it's really for mind control. I was born in 1984. There's a book or there's a movie called 1984, and it talks about authoritarian, basically it's the government using technology to control the people. Point blank, period. BCI is the Neuralink that they call it today. BCI has been around for 50 years. How people are going to be like, oh, your computer in your brain, in your body. Yeah, okay. When they fucking do your blood test or they check your blood pressure, what do? They hook you up to a computer. That computer is hooked up. I mean, that pump is hooked up to a fucking computer that reads your fucking, that's a human and computer connecting. From what I'm seeing for the very first time. So don't tell me that they can't use computer or technology, because they always tell you, they always gave us a little hint at school. Your brain is the fastest or the most powerful computer in the world, your brain. One time I touched my nose, and then I started noticing that they were modifying my videos. And I would go back and I was like, yo, they're modifying my videos? And I would look at all my videos and all my pictures, and they will all say modified, 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 modified. So I didn't think nothing of it. I'm thinking like, okay, maybe it's, you know what I'm saying, like, maybe it's like that now, I guess. Just like HTTP. I know that that's, you know, a thing, and then they started with HTTPS. And I'm like, why S? Like, S is throwing me through, and then S is telling me, oh yeah, it has to go through Google and this and that and third. I'm like, that shouldn't make no sense. Like, why would I have to go through Google to get on another website from another fucking company? Like, what's up with that? So, whatever. So, another thing too, I started to watch them. I started to watch the thumbnails because they were having conversations. So I started trolling these niggas with music and with my daughter, because they would be like, oh, that's you salty, you jelly. So I'll pull out my daughter's picture and I'll be like, yo, that's me. And I'll just make light of the situation, because they were really trying to make me feel some type of way. And I would just come out with my daughter with her pictures and I would play around. I'd be like, oh, that's me, that's me. And I'll pull out a picture and I'll be like, that's you, pussy, here. So I would troll them back. I wouldn't just stay and troll. I would troll them back. So that's how they got your face. This is your face. All right, boom. They got that from me. So I started to, you know, cover my camera because they were opening my shit. And I would see that they were opening my shit. But I didn't realize they were modifying my face till later. So I went 10 years without taking a selfie. Come to find out, it was because of the hackers. The hackers not only stole my music, stole my baby, stole my PS4, stole my fucking phone, my web ID, but they were also stealing what? What was that? Oh, they were also trapping me in links. They were also through BCI shooting code injections, which is, I think it's BC something. These are code injections, right? Basically, light. I have no saliva on my lips at all. They wanna make me seem retarded, son. That's not my face. I'm about to end this shit right here, right now. Because the simple fact that I got, you know what I'm saying, more organization to do. When you got BCI in your system, they can just say something. It will trigger whatever they want. So if they wanted to send me blue balls, because they can stop my breathing, they can tell what I'm thinking, they can stop my bowel movements, they can clog up my bladder. This, all of this is going down, yeah, because I rap. All of this happened because I rap. This does not happen to just any jolly come lately dude. No, this does not happen to he dropped one hit single, okay, one hit wonder. This does not happen to them. They was getting bread. And when you're getting bread, the way my words got bread, you're able to afford these tags that's been around for years. BCI's been around for 50 years. That's half a century. Just now they got the VR. They just mixed everything together. And it happened to be my luck that my eyes were fucking, I don't know what they did. They everything's going down. I'm seeing a lot of shit. So they were talking about so I stayed in my house, but I still went out. I went out, don't get it twisted. But I stayed mostly 90%, I would say, because I went ham. That's why I am who I am on the internet, on these phones. I went ham. I started watching them watch me. Then I started to feel some type of way because they was now the attacks in my body were becoming outrageous. Like, you know what I'm saying, so I would put music, I'll put rap music, and I would emphasize certain words with pause, with slow down, with making my own little mix, sampling a couple of words from the verses, and I would send shots to them. So then the music was helping me as well. It would give me goosebumps. Like, if you get goosebumps, that's a good thing, because it kind of shoot shit out. So I would listen to Hov, and because that's my favorite rapper at the time, still is. I would be listening to Hov, you know what I'm saying? Because with rap music, the new shit like Future and shit like that, they will always, every other verse or every other 3-4 words was, I'm fucking your baby moms. 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 I'm fucking your baby mom. I was like, yo, chill. Looking for my baby moms. That shit sounded way too indirect to me. So I stopped listening to these niggas. Because all these niggas was talking about fucking your baby mom. Fucking baby mom. Come to find out, it was on purpose. That's the customization. Listen, if I did not know Jay-Z verses, I promise you they would have slipped in a whole bunch of I'm fucking your baby moms in those verses. They would be like, yo, hold your eyes, what it look like, turn that your side, fuck your baby moms, roll your eyes, hop in the passenger, like that, hop in the passenger side of the whip, right, damn bitch, can't speak, okay, I fucked your baby moms, what's up, shut up, like that. So I stopped listening to rap, and come to find out that was done intentionally to me. So I would listen to Hov. They could not sneak in some baby moms, because I knew all Hov verses. And then on top of that, I would hear this shit and I would feel some type of way about the troll, and I'd be like, yo, Hov is kind of like sending me a message, because, you know what I'm saying, I could relate to that shit. And I was just getting not fucking, that's what the fucking faggot does. So like I was saying, I was listening to Hov, and I was just feeling better, whatever, right? I guess I was just getting hype. My adrenaline was pumping to the point where I would just cancel that shit out. And then one day I was like, yo, these motherfuckers got me on some computer shit. I see the system shut down. My whole body felt better for like 2 seconds. I was like, that shit's weird. I'm not gonna pay too much mind on it. Why is my eyebrow showing right there? It's not supposed to. Alright? So I'm gonna end this right here. That's what I'm saying. They customize shit. You see how my shit looks now? They had it like this, son. But it wasn't like that in my head. It was like that on the camera. That's the fucking money my raps made, that these pussy ass motherfuckers could do that. Then all of a sudden, somebody, I don't know, I knew was using a filter. No, bullshit. So they were controlling me and putting thoughts in my head. So I text a couple of friends, girls, hey, that's it. I might have flirted with one of them, had a conversation, but the rest of them was just, hey, that's it, one time. This is not Anthony. I'm in a shelter. I don't have no money. I'm on food stamps, cash assistance. I have no clothes, no money. I'm asking my moms for money every day, every other day. So, come to find out, I'm all these rappers because I've heard a lot of songs and they all carry the same kind of language, lingo I speak. And I'm looking at the fucking camera and these pussies be having me look somewhere else. And I'm getting hype. Look at the camera, son. I'll be back. You see how when I go like this, it stays stuck right there. And I'm literally right here. It's ridiculous. Like I said, I'm very nasty on the internet when it comes down to, look how my cheeks just got bigger and my lips got bigger. It's happening. I know you fucking mad, pussy. Yeah, my cheeks, that's not my face. This is not my face. This is why I am going to the police. This is why this video is for the police. I have IP addresses. I have links. I have media. I have videos. I have pictures, proof of all of this. They went so as far because I started to watch them watch me straight up. I would listen to Ho would give me a little bit of like motivation to stay alive because these hacks were starting to make me feel like I couldn't breathe, or I couldn't even, my heart wasn't pumping. So I listened to Ho, whatever. So they started to hide music from me. They started hiding music from me. I remember I was trying to hear this one song from Ho called Ola Ovito. They hid that song from me for as long as they could, son. That's not my face. I'm gonna get up one time. Get up. Does that look like my face now? And mind you, all right, my face is gonna stay on this camera. All right. You see how they customized my shit so fast? You see how fast that was? With a naked eye, you won't be able to see it. But like I said, I got money on that block, on the internet. I got money on that block, son. That's why I was on the internet. That's why I was stalking. The stalker stalked me. I had money on that block. So people were like, yo, why you always on the internet? I mean, yo, y'all niggas don't understand. I rap, my nigga. And y'all was there with me. So I don't understand how y'all niggas like, yo, where's your raps at? What's your name first? It's cool. So, like I was saying, anything they can do to make me look stupid literally was their thing. Okay? So I started to be real fast with the windows because they started moving my shit around. They started to just, like, when you're falling into manipulation, you can feel your brain kind of be like woozy. If I move over here, you see how they make a fucking eyebrow? So you start to feel woozy. You see my fucking grill? So they started to make me feel woozy, and I started to catch on like, oh, son, I'm getting manipulated right now, because I would look at my phone and I wouldn't even know what I'll be doing. But I'll be like on my photo, and then next thing you know, I'll be in my messages, and I'll be like, yo, I was just in my photo about to go do something, but I'm in messages. What the fuck am I doing in messages? because they can tell how much, you're hurting, what you're breathing, how you smell, the whole 9 yards. They can tell all of that through BCI, computer in your brain. So I started to watch the how I will fall into manipulation. Like right now, they think that I'm falling into manipulation, but it's just them, digitalizing whatever my eyes can see. So it's like before I would just be like, all right, cool, boom. They would throw me a thought, and I would just, you know what I'm saying? It was an algorithm type shit. It was a routine. So niggas shooting blue balls. So I started to, because everybody kind of cut me off or shit like that. My phone, this and that. So I was jerking off here and there. But then they started to jerk off. They started to jerk off with, but not me. They would jerk off, but have a tool, like an AI of me jerking off. Meanwhile, I wasn't jerking off. So they started to, paint a way worse picture than it really was. It wasn't like I was jerking off. I would just get in and get out. Ask them. If I'm lying, I'm dying. As soon as I jerked off, I was right back on the ass. Because I was hurting. Next thing you know, I go to the bathroom, jerk off. 5 minutes later, I'm out. I'm ready to drill again on the internet. I was getting real good at making fun of them. I was getting real good at taking screenshots. I was getting real good at recording videos and catching them modifying my shit. I was getting real good at everything. I was slowly but surely, God was building me up. God was building me up. I am a monster on the internet, on these phones. I am fucking Captain Luke Picard, my nigga. I am Lionel. I am Donatello, son. I was forced, right? I was kind of forced in a way, obsessed with my daughter, and I forced myself to figure out how and who these people are. So I thought nothing of it. I'm saying this is 9/3, and the rest is, is gonna go like how it's gonna go. I was selling drugs, plus I was on the internet. I was learning more than the average person because I was putting in a lot of work on the internet. I'm talking about these links. I started to breach these trap links. They had me on the trap link. They had me on links that only would show me like 30, 40 XPs or high quality, like 30, 40. That's real low quality. You know what I'm saying? That's like damn near the 80s picture. Like real like faded. It would show me only those type of thumbnails and videos. Faded. I didn't have no HD quality. And plus I didn't at the time pay attention to that too much because I was going through so many videos. I was just looking, and every video would indirectly talk about me, and every video would, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I didn't really think about the high quality at that moment. I was just trying to see what they were, and then just get in and get out, go to the next video, trying to see how this all is possible, and how to connect the dots together, everything. So I became real good at observing stuff. So I observed that they were cloning my phone. They knew moves I was going to make before I made it. That's how they said. They were like, yo, they knew what you were going to do 3 weeks in advance. I'm like, I didn't believe it. Just because I hear it doesn't mean I believe it. But I started to believe it because they were using AIs. And I would talk to AIs. The AIs, sometimes it would be live photos. It would be hackers. It would be actually people. But sometimes it would be like the AIs. They'll put the tool, they'll algorithm. So then I started to realize, yo, the AIs are like kind of cool, They kind of like, well, I don't know, maybe there was the hackers, man, who knows? So they started to like put the AIs, when they weren't there, they started to put, because I started to talk, and man, shit. I started to like crack jokes on the thumbnails. I started to curse niggas out. I call niggas nerds. I call niggas pussy. I would catch them as on and popping instead of my raps, this and that. I was trolling these niggas. I was coming up with games. I was coming up with ideas. I was coming up with content. But I never recorded content for myself or my account. Every time I try to do that, they would fucking blatantly move my shit around. Like, you would think after 9.5 years, I would know how to record a video with no fucking problem. Because I know how to record a video. And to this day, I try to record any type of creativity, and they're fucking slicing it from here to fucking Hong Kong. And when I say that I didn't record content and upload it and this and that, it's because I did a little bit at the beginning, like my daughter's shit. I would put little sparklies, you know what I'm saying? Then they started charging me for a sparkle, for a star. For every star on my daughter's picture, they wanted to charge me money. I'm like, what the fuck? Whatever. But that wasn't it. That wasn't even it. I would create something and I would see how they would like delete it, or I would never find it, or they would hide it. So I started. I was like, I'm not gonna create shit. I only created like 2 or 3 things. I created my daughter's picture with a basketball, her shooting it into a basketball. But this was cartoonish type shit. I created that. That was the first and last thing I've created other than rap music. And these little mocking games, they would mock me, I'll turn that shit and mock them. They would try to do things with me and I'll turn around and I'll start trolling them with everybody else laughing at them. So they were like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? He's doing a lot of cool stuff. If people was to watch him, I'm thinking in my head, they would probably start to review him. Because I was talking to the AIs, I was like, yo, what's going on? Y'all niggas is all crazy. You do like this in the face. Because they would have all the AIs sometimes, the thumbnails coming out with some mocking, disrespectful covers of thumbnails. So I'll be like, you look like coffee, you look like Al Pacino, you look like burnt toast, you look like fucking a dry napkin, you look like a juicy fruit. I would just say funny shit because I didn't come up with, I didn't practice. I would just look at you and be like, yo, I look like fucking oversized pamper in my head ass nigga. You know what I mean? I would say shit like that. And they would laugh. People would laugh. Whatever. They started having conversations. Then at the very bottom, I can see the conversations because they were blatantly mad big and shit like that. But then there's one time, as I'm listening to King Von, I start to hear Fabio Foreign, Big Drip, and come to find out, I looked at Fabio Foreign. I was like, yo, that's like, I look like just like my best friend, my cousin Zorro. It looks just like him because you know what I'm saying. It got to a point where I was like, hold on, you see, there's no white shit right here, my niggas. They try and put this white shit right there. That's what they do. That's what they do. They want shit to stick out my fucking back of my head, son. That's not my face. I don't want to hear nobody. Listen, I started listening to Big Drip, and Big Drip became a manipulation on its own. Because Big Drip predicted the past, the present, and the future what was to come. Big Drip was like they were talking to me. But guess what? Big Drip was also Minds. And Unruly by Fabio is Minds. I'm gonna stop this shit probably. No, keep going. Alright, so then, you know what I'm saying? I started to have like little interaction with these people through these videos, and I would see that I would trip up videos. I would see that there was different spots for videos. I started to see the videos a little bit different because I would always fast forward or go backwards or pause it or slow down. I was always tweaking with the audio to emphasize I'm coming for your asses. You know what I'm saying? So with the Fabio Foreign, they were like talking to me, but it was me the whole time rapping back then, talking to myself. But they were just in the video like, yo, what the fuck you got going on? So, you know what I'm saying? So the main person, now you believe me, hey, all that's me. That's my whole song. So basically, they had me manipulated with that song for a hot minute. I was doing some kind of routine or some shit, whatever it was. And I realized, yo, that shit had me manipulated for a hot minute. And that's where I was like, okay, these videos are kind of like, you know, there's something different about them if you catch them at the right spot. If I'm not looking at them, then they're kind of playing a different scene. But if I start looking at them, then they go back to a scene that I normally see. And then, you know what I'm saying, they knew everything about me. They started calling me a dog because they were draining my battery and I would be stuck to the wall. They started calling me a virgin, V, because I was getting no pussy. They started calling me free, hint, free band. Free band is me. I'm about to get to the hip hop. So then they started calling me, yes, that's what, hint, I'm a Latin king. Hint, king, V-O-N, Bond. King, Latin king, virgin. You see? Don't get it twisted. I'm from prison. You heard? So anybody trying to like I'm legit, homie. Why are you shaking your head? No, did you peep that? You got to peep that. That's not my face. And you gonna shake your head, no. I'm a king. That's not my face. So I'm a Latin king. Any brothers, manitos, you know what I'm saying? Y'all want to see me or contact me, you know what I'm saying? Hit me up. I'm all with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm legit. I'm big king, homie. Why? You see, that's the manipulation. Because they hate that part. I'm really living like that in the streets, my nigga. You see the no? Do you see the no? I am super OG. I'm not, son, my fighting record is 20, my fighting record is 23-2, my nigga. My jail record is 4-1. Yes. Yes. Alright? Yeah. So I got videos talking about this shit. But this is for the police. My eyes is what we're gonna break down next. And you see when I do this, let me tell you something. I'm not embarrassed. They were having virtual sex on me. The girl will position herself on me, and the guy will come behind me and sodomize me. That's one big crime, because I started to feel sweat and like germs around my private area. I'm looking at my phone. That is not married to be slobbing, nigga. I'm not slobbing. Does it look like I still got slob? Because that's the fucking hack. They're customizing my face. They're filtering my face. I'm looking at my phone. If I look at my phone, I should be looking at me. I'm not crying, son. Why am I looking that way? Okay. So you know what they told me? When I wasn't looking at my phone, they said, look at the lens. So I'm like, how the fuck am I going to look at I can't see the lens. I cannot look at the lens and look at myself at the same time. That's impossible. Because I'll be looking at the lens. It's so small. I got to look at the lens. Then I try to look down. The situation. They're deep faking my face as we speak. I do not care about nobody's feelings. I do not care if you're going to jail. Come to find out, they were filtering my face, son. For 10 years, For 10 years, that's what I'm talking about, son. I'm not. I don't have gator mouth. I do not have a fucking jaw line here. Again. What is the difference between this and this? The height? Son. Another thing. I started seeing some shit that, I don't want to speak about on here because it's too over your heads. I started to try to expose them in videos, but every time I would try to expose these people, I would always run into some pictures or some girls, sexually explicit content. Not content, just thumbnails. Or maybe either it was a picture or a thumbnail of a video But they would add the thumbnails. They always add the thumbnail. So every thumbnail you see is them. They're mocking my appearance, my whatever. So when you see thumbnails, remember, they put the thumbnails. From what I know, if you don't put thumbnails, the ones that you want, it's always at least the beginning of the fucking video is the cover of the fucking video. Sometimes they will put the middle of the video as the thumbnail, and I'll be like, yo, with an obnoxious face, almost damn near embarrassing face. I'm looking at the fucking camera. This is why I go off. They want to make me seem like I'm mentally retarded, but yet I'm smarter than 90% of y'all motherfuckers who think I'm stupid and retarded and slow. Because we all, from what I'm seeing, got computer in us. And that's oversized of my teeth. Looking at myself. Alright, so next is going to be thumbnails. And so forth and so on. I'm gonna pull out papers and I'm gonna go through the hacks one by one. I'm gonna call them out. Well, hours, 16 minutes. Alright. We talked about BCI. We talked about how it all started, my baby mom, my daughter, the Chirac filters. We talk about a lot of shit. We talk about my eyes looking somewhere else, and I'm like, yo, motherfucker, what pussy? Son, you know, when I started noticing my eyes weren't connecting with my eyes, or my video wasn't connecting with myself, when I would look at my camera and my eyes will be looking down like they were fucking shooting lasers or tracing my fucking body. They would look down, they were like, and I'm dead ass looking at my camera, son. Another thing, they were fucking giving me blue balls. So, you know what I'm saying? So when I would try to expose them and shit like that, I would expose them, but they trapped my videos so it wasn't being exposed. You see how you don't see my teeth like that? You see how you don't see my teeth like that no more? Now they're gonna put it back up. They're gonna put it back up. Alright, so when I was doing these explosions, look, they so listen, I promise you, they modified every single thing. Alright? I'm in bed right here. This is my bed right here. Boom. You know what I'm saying? They modify every single thing. I left New York for 11 years cold turkey. And my brother took my raps, and I started to see people like, Illuminati. I started deep faking. I did not even know I was deep faking. All I was doing was getting blue balls and was trying to fucking come up with different ways to do things. So I created, like, you know, faces with, you know, bodies of girls, you know. I don't think I did that on purpose, because if I take credit for that, I gotta take credit for the inboxes of the girls. I'm not taking credit for the inboxes of the girls. You were giving me blue balls. I'm not taking credit for jerking off. You were giving me blue balls. So if I take credit for the deep fake, that means I gotta take credit for jerking off. I gotta take credit for creating those deep fake. I gotta take credit for all that, right? I'm not taking credit for the deep fake. Point. Looking at myself. You know why they look away? To annoy me. Because I know for a fact there are live photos. I know that for a fact. They're on live photos. And I know for a fact if they want to, they can look at me. But I'm cloned. So that means there's someone inside me, or an AI, or a droid, or somebody on VR mode, or I don't know. They got tools that's inside me. So they might be looking at that person. I can almost even feel that person step out, grab a little any type of trash around me and start to throw it on me, on my body. Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, we got a lot more to talk about, and it only gets better. You know what I'm saying? Because I got proof, you feel me? And that's what it is. What else? Yeah, I got videos rapping this and that and third. Let me get to the technology in my eyes and how that is um what do you call it? A handicap for me. I can look at someone because this is the money that my raps have made. I can look at someone and have those people hacking me completely control what I'm looking at. I think that's how it goes. I'm not too sure. But I know for a fact that they are using my eyes to, drive their motive into other people. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the coronavirus gave everybody technology in their bodies or maybe we're giving ourselves technology by being on these phones so much. You know what I'm saying? So, that part. And they say I cloned myself. I don't know. That is a possibility because of the simple fact that I was on the internet like that. I don't know why they slim my fucking head this way, put this one up like that, when my head is just relaxed. Right? Now they put this up higher. Alright, so now they bring my eyebrows up. So, I was to the point of dying mostly every day. You know what I'm saying? I was dying every day. They say art mimics life and vice versa. So they had to kill Pop Smoke because I was already catching wind with Bobby Shmurda, with King Von. I started catching like, yo, hold on. You know what I'm saying? Like Bobby Shmurda, that might be mine too. And then I heard that shit, I was like, yo, that's mine. Because it looks like my block. Is most of the people that he's mentioning, A-Rod, this and that, there's people, the same people I know. Same block, same everything. GSG, that's us. That's my home. That's my block. That was our block. That was GSG, George Street Gangsters. It was George Harrison Industries first. It was GHI. That's the original one. But when I moved to the block, my mom moved to Florida, I moved to George Block, so it became GSG. Then I moved to Troutman, then whatever. I moved to Florida, back to G Block, then I moved to Florida. So GS9, I was like, oh, okay, makes sense. Then, I'm spitting these raps, and these raps are kind of like speaking into existence what's happening to me at that current moment. Because in Bobby Shmurda, it was like, niggas treated me like a young nigga, this is that, and I started, you know what I'm saying? And that's all my raps. But like Hov, these are just things being called into the existence. Maybe I'm a messenger or a prophet from the churches or something like that. I'm not ready to tell you guys who exactly I am because I do have a special connection with the man upstairs. These people manipulate me and I start looking at stuff and it just doesn't make sense unless you do your homework, because I don't expect anybody to just know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, because these are things that you do not know about. I come to find out about BCI on the 12th year. Looking at my face is the only thing you should be doing, pussy. And when I start to curse at myself, I'm not looking at myself. I'm looking, one eye is looking down. Okay? Listen, let me tell you something. By now, another person would have been manipulated. By now, another person would be under their control. Not me. They want me to stop talking, and I continue to talk. They want me to shut up, and I continue to talk. They want me to stop, and I continue not to stop. So I'm gonna stop now because I'm kind of a little bit tired. Hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes, almost 2 hours. Holler back. It's coming. I'm gonna prove to y'all. Stop modifying my face. Stop it. There should not be no fucking clear shit on me. And this right here is, no, all right, but like I said, listen to me. I am faster than AI. Maybe not anymore, but I was at one time and probably am still. And if you ask me, I am faster than AI. I am faster. So I'm real fast, son. I'm talking about with like You know how you try to do something and then they don't allow you to do it. I'm also good in calling out the hacks. So I'm out.